Hi everyone, Christopher Ludwig here in Munich at the AMS Automotive Evolution Conference. I'm here with Ruediger Eck, one of the leaders in data analytics for production at Audi. We've just come off a session where we were talking about data analytics and data at the heart of manufacturing. And Ruediger, I wanted to start by asking you, in this, as we increase flexibility and speed in the transformation and ramp up of EV, for Audi, what role will data analytics and data governance play in transforming plants and production processes?
I think we've gone through a period of automation over the past years that's kind of coming to a natural end. So the question is, what happens next, right? If we go through the body shop, the paint shop, even assembly, we see a lot of automation today, and there is lots of things that have already been implemented over the past years. Logistics, there may still be a few things to come, and it's happening at the moment, so we have automation there. So what's the next step? I think the next step will be understanding our entire process chain. So how do you understand processes that run across the businesses? You need data, and I think data is key. So it's kind of the next automation level, and it's gonna not so much look at not at the individual use case, at the individual process. It's more going to look at how do I optimize the whole setup from the start. What equipment do I actually need? What tech time do I need? What's the output of the factory? How much risk am I prepared to take? What's the right investment? Where do I need to drive the process differently on a day-to-day basis so that the total outcome is optimized? So it will allow us to look at total value chains, if you wish, and I think that's one of the biggest challenges we face. And data, as it is in that case, is not so much a technical problem. It's more a problem of the information that you have in the business, and what do you want to do with the business with that information, and how do you, what's your data strategy? So I think, to answer in a nutshell, it's highly important, I think, as the next step in automation of our business, but not in a sense of automated equipment and machines, more in terms of automated processes and predictions.
And as you said, really looking across the levels, across the plant, but also I'm sure in other departments that feed into that, engineering and planning. And on that basis, I understand you're taking responsibility of a new data factory, also running on shifts like a factory, but tell us a little bit more about that, as I think it's strongly connected to this shift in strategy and culture.
Yeah, data factory, as the name says, it's a factory, so we believe that because we're making cars, that's our core business, we also should have a factory for data, because people from the shop floor, they need to be part of that factory, and also the whole business needs to kind of understand that we need to work on data, we need to produce data, we need to produce quality data. So that's more than a buzzword. We really, I think, believe in that. And what we mean by that is we want to develop products, data products for the business, and we want to roll them out, measure their performance, and operate them and troubleshoot them, and understand what's the problem that the business faces with our data products, and then re-engineer and improve. And the data factory idea has developed over the last around about 2 years, and we had quite a few discussions about how do we set this up, understanding the business processes behind it, and the plan is to roll out a 3-shift operation as a factory would, and to start having product teams that look after data products end to end, if you wish. So from the development of those products to the implementation of those products, the scaling across the entire production facilities that we have around the globe, and then operating them and troubleshooting them together with our IT partners.
And I imagine this is a bit of a cultural change for Audi too, in terms of not just gathering that information, but then how it's used and influenced across departments to really optimize and make better decisions.
Yeah, it's a change. I think everything we do in digitalization is a big change. I think it's, first of all, it's understanding that IT and business needs to cooperate. You cannot separate one from the other. It's understanding that IT is normally not at the heart of the problem. It's it's understanding what the business actually wants. And because we're used to working in operational processes, you need to kind of change your perspective and say, okay, I'm responsible for assembly or body in white or paint shop, but we need to now install business process roles, and with our data we will enable those processes to actually deliver on certain targets. So trying to get this thinking into the business that while I'm part of a function, we also need to find people that take responsibility for process. That's really the change. And I think there's still some road ahead of us.
Yeah.
But I think we continuously start working on this idea, and we also just implemented an enterprise architecture management approach just recently, which is trying to exactly divide the business into different areas and layers, like processes, like information, like data, like services, like strategy, and so forth. And yeah, I like this the challenge behind it, and I think we're on a good track.
It's exciting. And the last question really is just in terms of building up the new skills and talents to do this. So I know you have a mechanical engineering background, many at the event probably do, and then there's obviously the expertise in assembly and paint shop, etc. What about building up data science and analytics in schools? Is there a specific strategy that you have to follow to do this, working with universities? How are you managing this?
Yes, I mean, the data factory that we just mentioned is also a statement within the business. We're trying to motivate people also to transform from the shop floor to start looking at those data projects, to start integrating, and to go maybe through some individual training. So we have an academy within the business that looks after the transformation of our business in terms of getting more people to understand the basic ideas and principles. I have an engineering background, a mechanical engineering background, and because I think that the business side of things is probably even more important than the IT side of things. I think that's quite helpful in that process, because I have worked in quite a few areas of manufacturing and production, so know the business, and that helps. But we need to have. I think we cannot just do the transformation from within. We're obviously working with startups. We work with external partners, and we have what we call the idea of a data academy, is really to go through the entire organization, also level by level. So every manager and every role within the business trying to understand what's my individual input into this, how can I contribute to a data-driven organization and data-driven business. And that's, we're going to kick this off next year. We have had similar processes when we're introducing the AUDI production system a while back, when the lean movement was pretty big. So we're thinking we need the same thing. We need to really motivate people on every level to understand what's my input into this. I think the other thing I'd like to say is that we have also an initiative, the Automotive Initiative 25, based at our site in Neckarsulm, close to Heilbronn. And we have many functions there that will help develop broader strategies, motivation, transformation, and organizational issues. We have a lot of high-level strategic discussions there that will help. We have a very strong AI initiative there. We have good partners there. We have local university. Ecole 42, for example, is one of our local partners that we deal with. And so I think we have a good vibe there, if you wish. A good set of people that are really interested in bringing the business along. And personally, at the moment, I don't see a lack in skills. We may face that situation a few years down the line. At the moment, I think it's more about business transformation and understanding the basic principles behind becoming a data-driven company.
And that is particularly exciting when we talk about becoming data-driven production. So we're really happy to have been able to share this time with you, Ruediger. Thank you so much for telling us more about what's happening in the strategy. The session that we had with Audi along with BMW and Amazon Web Services will be available on demand, and we'll share more articles and inputs from it. But thanks again for all of your time.
Thanks for having me.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, thank you.